Hi parents, Happy New Year. I'd like to start this year off by telling you the story of Black Elk and his vision of peace. We have been telling this story since November in a couple of different methods. We use felt on the table as one method, and then we also have a floor model, which the children use to tell the story and put it together. As they tell the story to each other or to a teacher, a guide, then they put the pieces out. So I've already laid most of the pieces out because I'm videotaping by myself, so I didn't want to take up all of your time to tell the story, but I'm going to tell you kind of a quick version of the story to give you an idea of what the children are talking about if they ever talk to you about the story. So Black Elk was a holy man for the Oglala Sioux Nation, and in the 1930s he confided in a poet from Nebraska and told his story of his vision that he had when he was 9 years old. The poet wrote it down. It's now in a book called Black Elk Speaks, a really good book if you are so inclined to check that out. But this is a modified version put together for the classroom. So here's kind of how the story goes. Black Elk was 9 years old and he lived in a teepee because at the time they didn't have houses or cars or grocery stores. And his people were not in a happy place because there were visitors that had come over from Europe who wanted their land, and so they were taking it by force. So a lot of these visitors were killing the buffalo, which the Oglala Sioux people used for food and shelter and for clothing. And they were also killing their people. So the people were dying and the buffalo were dying, and it was not a happy time for Black Elk and his family. And so at this time, when Black Elk was 9 years old, he fell very, very ill. He got so sick, he almost died. But while he was sick and laying in his bed, which was not like a bed like you and I have, it was probably a buffalo hide or the fur on the ground, on the dirt floor. But as he was laying there, he felt like he was floating up into the air, and he had a vision. A vision is kind of like a dream that you have while you're awake. So in this vision, he saw a teepee, and out of the doorway of the teepee was a great rainbow. And he also saw 6 grandfathers. And the grandfathers said to Black Elk, "Look down." And he looked down, and the first thing he saw was a great hoop. And inside the great hoop, he saw all living things, all things. He saw the sun and the moon and the stars and the earth. He saw all of the animals, the fish and the birds, the animals that ran on 4 legs, the creepy crawlies, and the people. And he saw that they were all good. The next thing the grandfather said was, "Look down, Black Elk." And Black Elk looked down and he saw the 4 directions. The 4 directions, is symbolized in our medicine wheel here by the triangles. So we have the eastern direction, which is red, and then the southern direction, which is yellow, and then our northern direction is white, and let's see if I can get everything in here, and then the western direction is black, which you may not be able to, there it is, right there. So he saw the 4 directions, and after he saw the 4 directions, he saw 12 horses in each direction that resembled the same colors. So you'll see the ribbons are placed in each direction to represent the horses. And after the horses, the grandfathers told Black Elk to look down, and Black Elk saw the blue road. The blue road, which kind of blends in with our blue carpet, is the road of challenges, life's challenges and life's difficulties. And he saw the blue road, and he saw that all people sometimes walk on the blue road. And when they walk on the blue road, they are not taking care of themselves, each other, or the environment most of the time. The blue road, we say, is not a bad road. It's necessary for our growth and learning. So while it is challenging, it also gives us our important life lessons. The next thing that he saw was the red road. The grandfather said, "Look down." And Black Elk looked down and saw the red road. I'm going to go down the road the wrong way. And it doesn't matter much to us or the classroom, but in Native Americans, direction is very important. So I'd like to honor that. So he saw that all people sometimes walk on the red road, and the red road is the road of peace and thoughtful actions. And most of the time when people are walking on the red road, they are taking care of themselves, each other, and the environment. So then Black Elk noticed that right in the center, where the blue road and the red road meet, there it is, there's the center, grew a tree. And beneath the tree, he saw all of his people. He saw his village. And he noticed that when the villagers were not taking care of themselves and each other and the environment, the tree began to wither and die. Kind of like that one is now. But he noticed that when people were walking on the red road of peace, and they were taking care of themselves, each other, and the environment, then flowers began to grow on the tree, and birds came to sing. At this part of the story, they get to attach the flowers and the birds to the tree, which is a lot of fun. So we talk a lot about this special spot in the medicine wheel between the red road and the blue road, where the sacred tree grows, because this is that space where even though we have life difficulties and challenges and things are hard, we can still take care of ourselves, each other, and our environment. And that's when we're sitting right in the middle. That's kind of our sweet spot, where we're being challenged, but we also have peace at the same time. And while this is a really big concept for children to understand, this is just the beginning. It's a way to start to have that conversation. And so what we do in the classroom is when they're doing a challenging work or they have something that they're really struggling with, I will often say, "Oh, it sounds like you are walking on the blue road. As long as you're taking care of yourself and our materials, which is part of our environment, then you're right in the middle and you've got peace and challenge at the same time, which is so exciting." So we kind of have those kinds of conversations to help them transfer the story into their life. So that is something that you might actually hear your children say, "Daddy or Mommy, you're walking on the blue road," or "You're walking on the red road," because you're being peaceful. And we're going to have a couple more activities pretty soon about the Black Elk story. We've got a couple more to do, and then we'll move on to something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email or leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.